I remember when he first called me in like 2023, and he told me, he was like, yeah, we were looking for a big playmaker who get downhill and bigs that shoot. And I was like, this guy insane.
Kia ora and welcome to In the Next with Salty. Everything you need to know about the Cheshire Phoenix, and we want to get up and personal with some of the players. Just before we get into introductions, you may have heard me say kia ora. In New Zealand, that's how we say hello. So if you see me around, feel free to say it. Kia ora means hello in the Māori language. Busy desk today. We've got our coach, our general manager, and our two captains, captain and vice captain here. So we've got Cam, aka Slim.
Yep.
We've got Captain Skyler, aka Sky Gleasy, or as Cam puts it, Big Country, which I like a lot better, Big Country.
Hello.
We've got our general manager, James Brice, aka Brice. And we've got Coach Ben Thomas, aka Ben Thomas.
Kia ora, Salty.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we're going to get into things. We've got a lot to cover today, so we want to get straight into it. Thanks very much for your comments and stuff, and your responses and replies to our last podcast. As we said in the last one, that was our first one, so we didn't know what was happening, but we got a lot of feedback, and we got some questions that you as the fans and stuff have asked. So we're going to get into those as well. But first and foremost, we're going to get the white elephant out of the room, and they're not talking about me. They're talking about Bristol, home game in Bristol. I've sat with the guys for a little bit and Ben and stuff, and the attitude towards it even now is really like, so let's kind of get into this. And let's start. I'll start with a player's point of view. So, Captain Skyler, going into the game and then being, I think they scored 21 points, maybe even 22 before 22, right? 22. Before you guys got on the board. What's your mentality at the beginning of that game?
I mean, beginning of the game, we thought we were ready to go, ready to play. I mean, Sunday's the best day of the week, home games. And then all of a sudden you look up and it's 22-0, and it's like, holy crap, what just happened? And I mean, I want to say it's hard to bounce back from that, but last year we did that to Leicester, and then we ended up losing that game. So it's possible to erase a deficit like that.
Yeah.
But it was like a gut punch.
It's got to be a little bit scary.
It was like,
look up
yeah.
and go, whoa.
Especially when we're getting the looks at the basket and they're just not going in, and each possession is more pressure. And then they're going down to score, and it's just, it can unravel really quickly, and that's what it felt like.
And you think you need a score on that next position.
Yeah,
it's very important. And then that pressure builds up.
Yeah, and then it's just, when it doesn't happen, it's just kind of like, oh my God. What's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam, you get that start out of the way. You see that 22 points. You start putting little bits on the board. How does the mentality change to, okay, we can we pull this back? Can we drag it back? And how do you go about dragging it back?
Well, first we've been trying to like kill that about us. You know, we always had a slow start, so we've been trying to like nip that in the bud. You know, Ben always talk about the balance of how we played and how we start. So, when you see 0 to 22, it's kind of a shaking feeling. So, I was trying to stay positive, and I remember telling Ben to stay positive, and he looked at me like, "How can I stay positive when we gave him this energy?" So, he was right, and I looked at the guys and like, we gotta nip that in the bud. Like, that start gotta stop. So, I mean, phenomenal start by Bristol. I mean, we want that start, especially with our home crowd, because we got one of the best home crowds in the league. So I want to apologize for the team and also for my performance, that we shouldn't do that at home, especially when people like kids are coming and everybody coming to watch us. So we just got to be better, and down the road we'll be better. I feel like we will.
I think that's really cool. I think it's a cool point in terms of like that apology type thing, and saying, you know, the fans deserve better. You guys want to give better as well. Yeah,
if we came out starting like, 10-10, and then we lost one at the nail bite at the end, it's basketball. Yeah. It happens. But 0 to 22, we can't come out like that. Like, this is our job. You know, people paying a lot of money to come watch. People coming to courtside to watch, and nobody want to come courtside. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was a kid's birthday, and I apologize for him saying, like, he was a big fan of me since I've been here. You know, he was like, I told him, happy birthday, but I apologize that you had to see that performance on your birthday.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple things to apologize for. I know I do, but performance and also like the attitude of the team, we folded immediately, I think. There's a couple guys, Cam, Larry, those guys, they fight to the end. But I know personally, I folded. I was not present. I want to apologize to everybody. That was a bad game, personally, mentally. And I'm a captain. I shouldn't be acting like that. I checked out, gave up on my team, on Ben, on the fans. Yeah, that one is a good lesson for me and for the rest of my career to never act like that again.
And I think part of moving on is to accept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is to take that responsibility. Ben, I know you would have had a strategy going into that game, and you would have scouted Bristol. They came off the back of a loss in the Cup Trophy final against London, so they would have been a bit fired up. They had to travel up. Your strategy going into the game and your key points going into the game, how did they get put into that 22-0 start? And maybe talk about how they potentially got thrown out the window because of that.
Yeah. Again, obviously, just following on from what these guys said, you know, I'm part of the team and I have to apologise to the fans for what happened. I think, you know, everyone at some point has a bad day at work, a bad day at the office, and, you know, it's unfortunate that when us guys have a bad day at the office, you know, there's a lot of people in the room to see it. There's a lot of people at home watching on TV that can watch it as well, and they can watch it back. So it's one of those things. There's no excuses. It was a real bad game. You know, we were really positive going into it. Obviously beat Surrey a couple of days before, and obviously they're in pretty good form at the moment. Obviously just making the final. So, you know, it's not like we're in a real sort of like slump of form. Like we've just come off the back of a win. At that point, we were one of the best teams in form. Obviously, you know, we had a great month in January in terms of our record, and we knew that Bristol were in a terrible run of form. They had the trophy final, the trophy final against Newcastle and Birmingham. They were away in Estonia on the Tuesday or Wednesday. They were away in Leicester on the Friday. Then they were coming away to us. Like, we just thought, you know, we've got to jump on them. We've got to be the team with the most energy, and we just got punched in the face first. Yeah, it was hard to take. I think, like you say, we scouted them. We knew who the danger people were. We knew that Keedy Johnson and Damon Robinson had scored 45% of all their points in the previous sort of like 5 games. So we knew we had to do a good job on those 2 guys. And, you know, the first 3-4 plays, you know, they went inside against Skyler, against Damon Robinson, and we just went away from what we said. We went away from the scout. We didn't help in the right way. We didn't force the defense in the right way. And, you know, they opened us up. And, you know, you've said it already, like, you know, 22-0 is horrible, but it's how they got there so quickly. And, you know, when our first possession was horrible, we didn't get the ball to Cam, and Cam should have got the ball off the guard and ran the play. But then after that one, you could probably feel that pressure building, and each shot become more important. Like, they just weren't taking the ball out of bounds, so they were able to get stops or rebounds, get down the floor as quick as they can, and punish us and put us on the back foot. So it was not a nice feeling. I thought what followed as well, like, obviously, like Skyler's mentioned, obviously, you know, personal attitude. I think he's not the only one. There was a couple of guys as well that sort of like quit on the team in that situation. That's not nice to see, but, you know, Cam said it already, we've got a lot of basketball to play, and hopefully we'll see the best of us over the next couple of months.
I still had fun.
No, look,
I was still dancing.
Yeah, I think as well, like, one of the, like Cam saying here about being like positive during that time, like, I said to Cam came to me after a time out of court. I said, you need to be like really positive. I said, Cam, like, you know, honestly, like, where's the energy from you guys? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't just get all 10 guys up and ready to fight and ready to play. Like, you guys have to do it as well. But I kept reiterating the point that we're probably the only team in the league this year that has had swings of over 20 points. So even though we were 22 down, I kept saying to them in timeouts and quarter times, like, let's just get back into it a little bit. 5 points here over the next couple of minutes. We can do it. And there was little spells where I thought, the tide's going to change, and then it just didn't.
We can't take away from Bristol either.
No.
Kennedy, they shot the lights out.
Yeah.
They shot like 74% from 2 and 64% from 3.
Yeah.
That's incredible numbers. And shooting.
Again, you've hit the nail on the head. Like, they had a great shooting night. I think we probably made it a little bit too easy for them. If you look at the stats on the other side of the board, I think we shot. I haven't got them in front of me. I think we shot over 50% from 2. We shot over 40% from 3. We shot a great free throw percentage. We only had 7 turnovers for the game. We scored 92 and 94 points, whatever it was, and we still. Got our backsides handed to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the offensive end. We just didn't take enough of what from away them from defensively. We didn't have the effort from the start. We just got bullied in a lot of areas. And, we watched the film back. It was a painful Monday morning meeting when we had to watch the film back. But, hopefully we can learn stuff from it.
Let's talk about the meeting and watching the video back. Because, and I'm not just talking about Bristol, but you always hear interviews and you hear the coaches speak and they say, we're going to watch video and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do that. When you watch video, what are you looking for?
Obviously positive and negatives, really. This one was a little bit different. We sort of sat in silence for the whole quarter and watched the first quarter back. And then obviously went back and broke a couple of things down. But I wanted to sort of let the players see it from a fan's perspective, like what they had to endure and sit there and watch, because I don't think it was fair on them. Like I say, it's a bad day in the office and we don't want to dwell too much on it, but I just want to be open about how this game was. I just wanted them to sort of see it. But normally in film, we're looking at individuals, positives, mistakes, all that sort of stuff. We're looking at team sort of, how a team hurt us, how a team played against us. At the moment, we're seeing a lot of teams match up with us a little bit differently. They'll put like a 5 on Cam and a guard on Skyler to try and prevent the pick and roll, pick and pop and stuff like that, and to prevent Cam from posting up. But, in general, like it's sort of like very specific to each team.
Yeah, cool. And I'm going to touch a bit more on that because I want to talk about that. But I can't leave Brice out of the pitch. He hasn't said anything yet. So, Brice, still in shock. Still in shock. As the general manager and going into that game, I mean, the thoughts going into the game are always we want to win, right? Because that's our competitiveness. We always want to win. How did it feel coming out of the game and knowing that responses, replies, things coming at the team probably come your way?
Yeah. Well, the players know exactly how I feel about the game. I was absolutely furious. I think even just touch on what Ben said, during the game, Ben called an early timeout. You can have bad starts, and he called an early timeout. And I remember saying to Jack, I was like, we should be all right now, shake that off. And then, like Skyler mentioned before, we did it in Leicester away last year. We were on the other side and we ended up losing the game. So me and Jack were like, we've been on the opposite end of this, so we'll be fine. We've got the home crowd, we have a really good crowd. We were positive at that first timeout, and then obviously it got worse and worse. But half-time, there was some strong words, and then expect the response. Didn't really get it. And then after the game, I was thinking, this is going to be an onslaught. And it was a bit, and fair enough, we were embarrassed. And I think the signing at the end of the game, loads of people were saying, are you still going to sign? No, do you want me to cancel it? Do you want me to cancel it? I was thinking, hell no.
You came up to me and said, Salty, we're still signing.
Yeah, we're still doing it. The players are going to do it. And I said to the players straight after the game in the locker room, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it with a smile on your face, because...
There's an extra word in there.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
I remember it.
Yeah, because, like Cam said, people are paid to come and watch, and the fact that people are still queuing on a Sunday night to sign and see these guys, testament to our fan base. And we really did let them down, and it's the first time in a long time. We're going to get beat, it's going to happen, but I really felt like it was going back in time, back to when we were first, trying to find our feet and smaller budget, smaller team, and, you're on the back end of some hammering sometimes, but I was shocked, to be honest. I was shocked. And
I think you could feel that in the whole gym, mate. Shock. Because even me sitting where I was behind the mic and doing what I do, could feel a sense of
what's going on.
What's
yeah,
happening?
and the thing is, like, we're not used to it either.
Yeah.
And how much we've kind of grown over the last few years, and me and Ben spoke about it without the players, like, that doesn't happen to us anymore. Like, we've come so far over the last few years. Like, it was like, what is going on here? So it was disappointing, and Monday was difficult. The players usually have Monday off. They didn't this time. You know, we were at a school at 8:30 in the morning, every single player. That wasn't planned. But, you know, it was a wake-up call, I think. And it was strange. The reason I was shocked is because we had a decent win in Surrey. We played well. Like, there was a feel-good factor. Like Ben said, Bristol were on a horrendous schedule. So we were thinking, this is it. They're there for the taking. Let's climb closer to the top. So to see what happened, it was disappointing. And we can only apologise, as the guys have said.
I want to go to Skyler for something, but Ben, really quick. You know, when you have a bad game like that, when I used to play rugby, I used to come to training and it would be like, we're going to get smashed here in terms of fitness. Do you do that to the guys?
No, I think enough was. I think enough was said on Monday to scare them, so we didn't need to do anything else.
Oh, right, okay. Skyler, we spoke about in the last podcast. We spoke about how the team does have slow starts, but they've got that thing in the back of the head where they go, "Yeah, we can pull this back." Was there any feeling of that in that Bristol game?
I think, like I said, like Larry and Cam, those guys fought till the end. But it felt like that was missing from collectively as a team. And if you got one or two guys doing it, that's it. Yeah, that'll only get you so far. In a game like that, you need everybody to just buy in and say, "We have to do this," and we didn't have that. Yeah, and I know I didn't have that game.
That's what we were looking for at half time, though. Like, we're thinking, right, spark. Get into half time. We've done it before. We've turned games around, but it didn't come. Yeah. You know, Bristol did play well. Like, fair enough.
Yeah, because I always get told off by Gary. He says to me, watch that door. When they come out, you need to walk on them back on the court. And the door didn't open for quite a while. It was longer than normal at that halftime.
Yeah, that's because Brice had a few words.
Oh, all right.
No, well, yeah, like the start of the first half was bad, but then if you actually watch the game back as well, they did more or less the same thing to us in the second half. They went into the post. We made a few mistakes defensively, and then we were just trading baskets for the first 4 or 5 minutes, and you just can't do that when you want to try and get back into a game. You just can't trade baskets. Yeah. You got to
get stops, right?
Yeah.
I think after the game, Salt, as well, like, we knew social media was going to be not just from our fan base, from around the league, because, you know, conceded 122 points at home.
We had a nice PowerPoint presentation in the meeting of all the comments on social media, and we were made to read them as a team out loud.
So you had to read whatever the fans, not just our fans, but whatever people put on social media. You guys read them out in the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal. How'd that feel, Cam?
You know, sometimes, like, especially throughout my basketball career, I got a lot of nasty tweets or Facebook messages, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's not true," but those were true. I mean, it was very true. So, you know, usually I'd be like, "Oh, I don't even want to hear what a fan got to say," but we was poor defensively. I mean, one guy told us we was a fire sale for 3. Like, that's an insult, you know, which we were. I mean, you can't sit there and be like, "No, we wasn't." But when you speaking facts, you just got to take it on the chin and be like, "That's true." I mean, you know, when you read something that's true about you, you know, being in denial ain't gonna help you grow.
Yep.
So, you know, reading about how poor our defense was, guys were like watching it, makes you just want to, like, you know, and it made me turn up the intensity at practice. You know, I was telling the guys, like, I want a response. You know, I was bumping into guys, you know, chatting a little bit, because I ain't like it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I can't say some of the stuff I said on this podcast.
Can't say any of it.
But, yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like that feeling, you know. I had people telling me, like, you're a leader of a soft team. You know, that kind of woke me up. Okay. So, you know, reading some of the comments, I just hope the guys don't feel like Ben and James were trying to embarrass us, you know. I mean, of course, like, we play for the fans, but it's also pride of your last name and pride for what you wear across your chest, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, let's go into how that rolls into Newcastle, because coming off the back of a loss like that, and I think that was Bristol's highest ever scoring they've ever done. The highest. I'm not rubbing it in, but
Thanks
that
for
was
that.
that was their highest thing. How does the mindset change for right? We've got to pick ourselves up and we've got to go play Newcastle, who in themselves are playing pretty all right as well. And then you've got, which will break down as well with you, Ben, in terms of two guards that are playing quite well with Mike and Knight, and how you go about facing up there. But how does the Bristol? How do you get up and change your attitude from Bristol to get into Newcastle? Is that easy because you got beaten? You want to get back on the horse, or is there a bit of transition phase into it?
I mean, it's not necessarily easy, but like our first day of practice, it was different than all the rest of them. It was like, this is how we're going to play. We're going to play like it in practice. And that's what we did. Like Cam said, we were going at each other. It was personal. There's a lot of talking going on.
Yeah.
And I got home from that. I told my wife, I'm like, today was violent in a good way. And it was a good thing. It's a good thing, because if we're not working on that in practice, it's not going to come out in the game. If we're doing soft switches in practice, that's going to translate into the game.
Yeah.
We just went at each other.
So you need to practice like you're going to play, right?
Yeah. It's like a simple saying, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
because we're going to score. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
but like we're going to score. Like we got beat by however many it was at Bristol, and we still put up 94 points.
Yeah.
Like we're going to score. That's not our issue. It's the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's I think not the want to do it, but like that, like no one's going to score on me. You know, and I think we spent that week of practice almost training each other to do that by going at each other.
Yeah. I think, to be fair to the players as well, like obviously Monday was a rough day, but we needed a response, like from a club point of view, from their personal point of view, and they did. There was a conscious effort to try and, you know, go about things differently.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Groundhog Day or Tuesday and it's flat and there's no energy. Like the players it was clear they were trying to be better. And that's all we can ask for. You know, we've had players in the past where it's like, you know, they're going to rock up to practice and they're going to give you the bare minimum. Like, and that was always the worry. Like after a game like that, we go into Tuesday practice and it's like, we just don't get a response. And it's kind of like, what do we do from there? But it wasn't like that. And like Skyler said, like it was violent, but in a good way. Like, and Ben needed to see that. That was important. And to be fair to the players, like they did throughout the week.
Good. That was a fun practice too. I like that.
Good. Let's park the going on about Bristol and how we go into Newcastle. I'm still going to talk about Newcastle, Ben, but let's just delve into little bits of your of coaching, the insight to your coaching. When you're let's go back one, and we're not talking about Bristol as a game, like I say. When you're going up against Robinson, a big body scoring a lot of points, what's your scouting on him? What do you do with the team to go, right, this is how we're going to defend them?
Yeah, no, fair enough. So every player is different.
Yeah.
So we can't just put like a blanket, this is the coverage for a big man. Robinson is very unique in the sort of way that he plays. So he can stretch the floor, he can step out and hit a three, which is one thing that you've got to be aware of with him. But then he has a great post-up game as well. Now, sometimes, very rarely do you sort of see a big who's really good at passing out of the post. Obviously, we know how good Cam is for us and stuff like that at passing out the post, but Cam's a guard, so that's a little bit more natural to him. Whereas Robinson's a 6'8", 6'9", big body who is really smart. So sometimes, like if we've got a big defender, we'll sort of double team him if he's in the paint. If he's taking a dribble towards the paint, we'll double team, we'll send help from the baseline, that sort of stuff, and try and trap him. But with him, like he's too good at passing the ball, so we knew that we couldn't send a double team. If we sent a double team, we were going to be 4 and 3 elsewhere, and he'd pick a pass. And I think, I haven't got the stats with me, but I think when he passes out the post, they shoot a percentage, something like 75% effective field goal percentage. So like it's really sort of like pick your poison. So for us with Robinson, like the message was clear. It was do your work early, no deep seals, nothing in the paint. If there was any cross screens coming, we wanted to make sure we got a bump to try and get the catch a little bit further away from the rim, and do not let him go middle. And if you watch the game back, he got a lot of deep seals and he went middle more or less every time at the start of the game as well. So our coverage was just not right. The scout was not right. We just weren't focused on it, and we gave him the opportunity to hurt us.
Okay, cool. That's so going into Newcastle, and then you have to do another scouting on 2 different players with Knight and Akuru, who are playing very well at the moment, especially Mike. What's your coverage on that?
Yeah, so you're right, Mike Okoro, Seneca Knight, and I'll just add as well Christian James as well. So those 3 guys at the moment are somewhere between 27 and 28% usage, which is very, very rare to have 3 guys at that high usage. So the usage basically means that the ball ends with them, whether it's a score, a turnover, that sort of stuff.
Right.
So the ball is ending with those 3 guys between 27 and 28% of the time, individually. So as a whole, if all 3 of them were on there, 75 to 80% of the time, the ball is going through them. It's a massive amount. So with all 3 guys, we knew that they have 3-point threats. I mean, Newcastle at the moment are shooting the best from 3-point range in the league. They are the best offensive team in the league. Those 3 guys are 3 of the most high usage but highest efficiency as well, which you don't see very often. Normally you see guys who are high usage with a little bit of low efficiency because they miss a lot of shots, but these guys are all hitting shots. A little bit of a different sort of like shot diet. So Okoro, he's got a crazy sort of like release on his shot. So like unless you're really close to him, like at the 3-point line, like he can elevate off the floor, almost like EJ Stevens for us last year. Like he has like a real sort of good elevation on his shot. So if you're not close, you're not gonna contest it. So just talk about him first. Like we didn't want to get beat at the perimeter. We wanted to make sure that we were as close as possible, sort of taking away that early quick rise jump shot. He hurt us with it a couple of times, especially the last shot of the first quarter. He got a shot on the left hand side of the 3-point line. We just weren't close enough. We weren't able to contest. We sort of said he's really good at going to the rim, both right hand and left hand. So it's hard to sort of like slow him down there. But we wanted to get beat at the rim rather than at the perimeter with Mike Okoro. With Seneca Knight again. Can shoot the ball and is shooting the ball really well at the moment. His shots would normally come off the likes of a step back or a catch and shoot. So it was long closeouts again, stay close, take away that shot. If we're going to get beat, we've got to get beat at the rim. We've got to have help side. And with Christian James, it's very similar to Knight in that sense. Like he's not like a super quick guy, but he's shifty, gets his space, step backs. He's a bad shot maker, sort of the shots that you don't want people to take, one step inside the 3-point line, that sort of stuff. But, he makes those shots, so you've got to be prepared to defend.
And he came in and fit in pretty well, didn't
he? Yeah, no, he's been a good fit for that team. And then as again, like another one of the scouts, we'll just go on to it, obviously, because he hurt us on the night, was Pulliam as well at the guard spot. I think he scored 14 points in the 3rd quarter. Again, our scout was to sort of dictate where he goes. Again, he's really shifty, really quick. That's how Cam hurt his groin in the game at home, actually, against him. But you've got to dictate where he goes. You can't sort of play reactive defense to someone like that. And I just think, we did some really good stuff in Newcastle. I said this to the guys after the game. It was disappointing to lose. We competed better for most of it. There was some really sort of crucial times in the game. I think some of the referees' calls, the foul on Tyreek at the end of the 3rd quarter, where you've got one referee basically saying that the foul was after the buzzer, but I mean, how they can decide that without watching video referees is unbelievable. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't look at Twitter, but I think there was some real key moments. I think even at the end of the first half, we went 2 post-ups. We went a post-up to Cam, a post-up to TJ. Both of those guys missed layups, and then Larry had a turnover as well, last possession of the first half. When we went into half time up 2. We could have been up 8. We could have been up 10. Do you know what I mean? Like there was some real key moments in that game where I think we just let the game get away from us. The 3rd quarter with Pulliam, we just didn't have any help side. That sort of defensive energy that we played the first half with, and especially the 2nd quarter with, sort of just evaporated a little bit in that 3rd quarter, and we just let them get going. And again, that sort of, I'm listening to the conversation that we tried to change it last week. It's not going to be a quick change. You can't just click your fingers and we're going to stop playing defense the way we have for the last 4 or 5 months. it's got to be a collective thing that's going to happen over the next few weeks. And if we can, say, right, we did some really good stuff against Newcastle, we competed. Now we've got to do it better this weekend. Then hopefully
and
we
a bit
will.
more consistent.
Yeah,
make some more free throws.
And obviously
we left so many points at the free throw line.
Hey, Skyler, Ben touched on something there with Mike and the shooting, and I had it down here to ask you about shooting, 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm.
When you catch the ball and you let go, and I'm going to just speak for me personally, I think he can't get that off. The guy's too close. But when you catch the ball, do you just think I'm going for it, or do you wait and see what how close the defender is, or even give us some insight on how close does the defender have to be for you to let it go?
I don't really even see the defender, to be honest. Yeah, like I don't really even see him. I mean, if I can get it up past their chest,
then it's going.
I can get it off because there's nobody who's really. I'm not going to get blocked.
Yeah.
Unless the only time I'm going to get blocked is if they jump before I've even started shooting.
Right.
And that's just okay. Pump fake, side step.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even see a defender when I shoot.
That's pretty cool though, not to be able to do that because it doesn't put any pressure on you. Going, I have to get it up a bit higher.
Sometimes it can mean I take a bad shot, which has happened a few times this year.
Yeah, I think there has been a couple of bad ones, but I'm just gonna step in, and I know I've done a lot of talking today, and you guys are probably sick of my voice, but I think this is important. Like, we want Skyler to shoot those shots unconsciously. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't want him to think about it. Like, if Cam gets downhill and sees two guys and Skyler's out in the perimeter, we want him to shoot it because next time, in theory, Cam may have a little bit more space. Do you know what I mean? Like, if Skyler hesitates or doesn't shoot the ball, then their defense has worked. Do you know what I mean? And we want to punish those sort of things. So, Skyler's, even against Surrey, I think he had a pretty bad shooting night. 2 for 12, was it? 2 for 12 and 3. But, I think all but one of those shots are shots that we wanted him to take. So,
I know we have people underneath the basket. I'll take Cam on an offensive rebound over anybody in the league.
Well, Cam and Larry under there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're fighting each other for balls.
If I just put it on the rim,
yeah,
I have a lot of faith that someone's going to go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and percentages and all that, I don't give a crap about.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That last one in Surrey is probably the one you made. Is probably the worst one.
Yeah, it was a turnaround, fall away, throw it up, and it went in. I'm just like, all right, it's just the kind of night it is.
Yeah.
But we won.
You
so
get that feeling though,
yeah,
right?
but we won, so I don't really.
But that's a really good insight, Ben, to say that, because from a fan's point of view, they could look and go, why is Skyler shooting those? Why is Skyler shooting it? And for you to come out and say, that's what we want from Skyler. And if I'm putting my coach's cap on, what you're saying about Cam going downhill and passing out to Skyler, if he doesn't shoot that ball, the defense will know he's not going to shoot it, so they won't pull out. If he does shoot the ball, they're expecting, you're saying two players in front, they're expecting one defender to go out that way, which gives Cam a little bit more of a one-on-one, which you'd rather take.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, it's not just Skyler. Obviously, Nick is here as well.
Yeah.
There was an adjustment period even for the likes of TJ. We want him to shoot a little bit more as well because he's a good shooter. So it's just part of our identity, really. And Skyler obviously epitomises that. It's the reason why he's here.
Yeah, RJ as well. Just TJ as well as RJ, because I actually remember saying in pre-season to RJ, I think maybe in Ireland, I was like, you won't get a coach that tells you to shoot as much from the perimeter as Ben is telling you. Yeah. Because usually you're trying to rein in shooters, like, it's a bad shot, pass the ball.
Yeah.
But if players aren't shooting the ball, that's when they're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
But like Ben said, that is our identity.
You use that in juniors, Brice?
Yeah.
For your junior team, your under 18, you make them shoot the ball.
Yeah, the way the pro team play, we're trying to filter it through to the junior program because, if you're fortunate enough, or the pro team are fortunate enough that a junior can step up into it, they need to know the system. So shooting is important, and it's such a big part of the game now. So, yeah. And we were so successful last year, and we shot the hell out of the ball.
Yeah. I'll come back to you about your GM duties. But Cam, rebounding. That put back in Newcastle, we spoke about it on the last podcast about you saying, I think I'm a little bit athletic. And then that rebound
crazy.
Came out of...
Your forehead was at the rim.
That came out of nowhere, and I like the hang too. I like, hang there, Slim, hang there.
Yeah, a lot of people sent me the message like, I didn't know you could still jump like that. I was like, I'm only 25. You know, people back home, I was like, I'm only 25. But yeah, that's unique skill that I learned like real young. I remember crying to my dad in rec league. He was like, I don't get the ball enough. And he was like, all right, go rebound it.
Nice.
So,
good advice.
You know, kind of like Skyler said, you know, we want to preach to more guys to get more confidence to like release the ball. You know, it's kind of funny talking about the identity because I think we kind of went away from it. You know, I think we need to like, you know, re-talk about it again. Like, I feel like we went away from the pick and pop, running corners, you know, getting shots off. And I feel like guys are like thinking too much when they shooting the ball. Just shoot the ball. Like, that's what helped us last year, just shooting the ball with freedom. So, you know, when I heard Skyler say like, that's my job, and I'm like, you know, it's a lot of guys that out to shoot the ball. We got great shooters. I mean, we ain't shot the ball well. We ain't had a game with like, oh man, we shooting the, you know, what out the ball. So, you know.
You can say it. Okay?
Yeah. But back on the rebounding standpoint, that's kind of like what I love to do. That's like the physical standpoint I like to do. And I mean, I like the whole grabbing. A lot of people be like, he's grabbing and pushing off. So you can get away with it in this league with rebounding. And somebody told me like, oh, you know, you're the best offensive rebounder in the league. And it's kind of unique at the point guard spot. So
100%.
Yep. So.
And then to have you and Larry on the same team.
I tell Larry to stay on his own block. I told Larry, anytime somebody shoot, you go to a block, I go to a block because you take me out sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Whenever I see these two around the basket when I'm down there, especially on defense, and the ball goes up, I know I'm not getting the rebound.
Yeah.
Even if there's no one around, I know it's going to be these two fighting over it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, also credit to Ben, though. Ben told me, you know, pass the ball out sometime. I was like, you're right. That's how we get. I did it a lot last year, you know, even though I wasn't that important last year. I did get a few rebounds and throw it out because I knew we had great shooters. So that's something I'm looking forward to now, like, you know, getting a rebound and guys relocating, make sure I hit them so they can get a wide open shot and get their rhythm going.
Yeah, because that, like you said about it, that's your identity as a team. People watch, and you can hear some of the commentators sometimes do. They say, oh, I shot that too quick and shot that. The Newcastle, when they were saying, Dave Forrester was saying something like, you guys get your shot off the majority of the time, 8 seconds within the offense. But surely with Ben saying, shoot the ball and giving you guys the green light, surely that takes a little bit of pressure off shooting. Because sometimes when you, as a shooter, I can speak about this. What are you laughing for?
Because I've played with you.
Okay, as a shooter, 3 foot from the basket. So as a shooter, you must think, okay, coach said I can shoot it, so I'm going to shoot it. When you have that pressure of, oh, should I take it or should I not? Then the shot's gone, right? Mm-hmm. So you shoot the ball with no pressure. That's got to be good.
It's about taking smart shots. I mean, like if we run down in the first pass and I'm on the wing and there's 20 seconds left in the shot clock and I shoot it, maybe not the best unless I'm wide open.
Unless you make it.
Or there's like, yeah, exactly. Any shot's a good shot if you make it.
Yeah.
But like there's certain quick shots that we have in the offense that are kind of acceptable, like a trail 3 or a move it down the court, corner 3 kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it's just about knowing where the good shots are and where we want to get our shots from. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I think I'll just like weigh in here a little bit. I don't want to get too boring like statistics and stuff, but I think this like term like run and gun, like I don't want to say it's offensive, but it's definitely not what we're about. And some people will label us like a run and gun team. It's like we want to shoot the ball, but we want to shoot like our shots, the ones that we work on. So like what Skyler's saying there, like if we get a wide open shot within 3-4 seconds in transition, we're going to shoot it because it doesn't matter if you play another 20 seconds, you might not get that wide open again. And I think like we have some stats, and like I said, I don't have my computer in front of me right now, but it's like for the first 6 seconds of a shot clock, they're probably the best shots you're going to get. Mm-hmm. Then there's a mix in the middle between sort of like 18 and sort of 10 seconds where those are actually really bad shots, like statistically. And then the further down the shot clock you get, normally then the percentages just start creeping up because you made the defense work. So it's not necessarily just about shooting quick ones within 8 seconds just because that's what we want to do. It's like we want to take the one, like Sky said, we want to take the trail 3s, the wide open corners if we're running out in transition and Cam gets a good pass down court, whatever it is, we work on them.
Yeah, but that,
like if we get the ball down the court and there's 3 of their guys underneath the basket or 4 of their guys and it's just you back shooting the ball, probably not a great shot. But if say Cam's underneath the basket against 3 of their guys, we'll take that shot.
Yeah.
Because I also like one of the best shots in basketball is a kick out 3 off offensive rebound.
Yeah.
and we have best offensive rebounder in the league.
Yeah.
So
It was kind of unique, you know. Usually I don't turn on SBL games on my free time.
SLB.
Oh, Super League basketball, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. I still go British basketball.
SOB.
No.
SBL.
SBL. I don't know. I still say British basketball when people ask, but I was watching Surrey and Leicester play, and they was like, this looked like a Cheshire game.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, I was like, it's crazy that we have our own type of style, like that people just commentate and say about when I heard it, and I was like, I guess it does. I mean, but, you know, it's unique and it works. You know what I mean? You know, once we get it down packed, you know.
But I think with you saying the stuff you're saying, Ben, it's cool because it opens up the mindset as a person watching the game thinking, okay, so you're not just catching and shooting. You know that, okay, when you make that, or when you catch it in that situation, yes, and Cam or Larry under the basket, yes, I do want to. But if I catch it and there's defenders, okay, probably not a shot and we'll move the ball, which is good and totally understand your point, Ben, in terms of if you're open, we're told this loads of times, aren't we? If you're open, shoot the ball. And if you move the ball around, the defense has got time to get back. So there is a lot of that.
It was funny, not trying to be boring with like stats in basketball, like Ben said. I remember when he first called me in like 2023 and he told me, he was like, yeah, we were looking for a big playmaker who get downhill and bigs that shoot. And I was like, this guy insane. I know when I heard it, I was like, this guy's insane. I was like, if I'm gonna play guard, I'm gonna shoot. I wanna be a guard. And he was like, when I first seen it in action, I was like, okay, he's right. It works.
Yeah.
I was like, guards that get downhill and bigs that shoot, it works. You know, the inverted system works. So, and what's funny, that's what you see around the league now is the inverted system. Like when you play against guys, you're like, oh, your big can shoot now?
Oh, yeah.
What that look like?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that, like, you know,
but it's
not trying to say you stole it, but you definitely got the blueprint of like what type of guys in this league works now.
Yeah. Everyone's got a Skyler White now.
You touched on that last podcast saying about
if you look at every team, you look at every team got a big that can shoot. Every team got a big playmaker now. Every team got a smaller guard who can get downhill. Every team got a guy who can shoot in the corner.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say the blueprint, but somebody made the blueprint.
You can say
Jay-Z did.
yeah,
Jay-Z made the blueprint. Brice, I want to talk to you a little bit about your general manager duties. When did you start general manager? When did you first start the job?
2015.
Surely you've got to be close to being the youngest general manager.
Then or now?
No, then.
Both.
Yeah.
No, I was then. Yeah, I was.
I
was 23.
And you just finished at Worcester? Or were you still at Worcester?
No, I lived in Worcester. I finished uni in 2013, and then I had a basketball academy for 2 years after. Yeah. And then I got the call to come here in 2015.
When you got that call, was it a jump straight on, yeah, man, that's what I want to do, my hometown team, I want to do that? Or was it, oh, really? Me?
That. No, it was strange because I was due to go to Italy with the academy team that I had. We had a pretty good academy in Hereford, and it was successful, and I was ready to sign another contract and kind of build it. And I got a call from Mike Burton, who was taking over as the chairman at the time, and he said, he's like, Brice, I know you're going away to a tournament in Italy, but I just want to speak to you. I'm going to be the new chairman of the Phoenix again. And I need a GM. And my first response was, I'm not sure, Bert. Like, I don't really know anyone. Like, I'll ask around. Like, genuinely, like, that was what happened. And he was like, no, I'm offering it to you. I was like, what? So I was like, I'm about to go to Italy. I'm gonna have to come and see you when I get back. So, and then I had time to think about it. And then in my head, it was kind of like, I'm so young, but if I don't do it now, then it may never come again. So
nice.
I'm just going to do it and see what happens.
Yeah, man.
So that's basically how it happened.
So everyone sees you walking around and game day and stuff like that. But let's talk game day. See you walking around game day, and you always look like you're in a hurry. You always look like you're going to do something, right? So you always walk in, and if you go Brice, and you'll go, walk off.
I know, I hate it. And you I hate that I have to do that.
Talk us through your game day duties, not duties, or what you have to get into.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I just interrupt? Just if Everton aren't playing. If Everton aren't playing, I'll be in the changing room.
If Everton are playing, I'm in the locker room. Yeah, don't disturb me. Because I'm annoyed that I'm not at the game. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is working and running okay. I mean, we're lucky like with the volunteers that we have, and we've got like...
Let me jump in because I wanted to add that in. The volunteers must play a massive part in what we do game day and stuff, and I call them the Orange Brigade because they wear the orange polos and you can't miss them in that. But the amount of work that those guys put in is phenomenal, and they're a massive part of this club and how it functions, right?
Yeah. So just going back a step. So game day. So like me and Mike Burton and Amber will get there at like 12:30 because of the clinic kids and the clinic. So that's when our game day starts, and we sort all that out and send the staff off and whatnot. And then the volunteers arrive at like 2 to start taping the floor. So, and then they'll drip in depending what role you've got. So it's kind of like staggered. Like everyone has their own duties. Like Martin Rudd, who's kind of like the game day leader, does a really good job. Him and Catherine of organising, making sure everyone knows their role.
I like Martin. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So he's got everyone in check, and there's a job sheet, and everyone knows where they're at. So it does run kind of naturally, but I'm running around because there might be a problem at the ticket desk, and then I know that the tape is something's happened in the arena, so I'm here, there, and everywhere. Ben's calling me to the locker room, something's happened in the locker room, like so that's why I'm running around. There's a group booking just arrived, but they haven't got the tickets or something, so I'm here, there, and everywhere. So with about 30 seconds to go to the game, I will run onto the bench then. But yeah, it's made up of a lot of people, and the volunteers do a really good job, but it can be stressful sometimes. But I'm probably just overreacting. I'm probably just looking busy, and I'm not.
You always look like you're busy.
Yeah,
always getting around here and there. And you mentioned guests arriving or people like that. We have group bookings and stuff like that. But there is also like teams that come along. Then you had was it Coldy rugby team? Yeah. You came in and they came into the changing room and they had a talk with you, which is good to see. Different sports and how they get in. I played rugby and I played a bit of professional rugby, and I never would have played that because I played basketball growing up. I never would have got that without playing basketball. So to see the two interactions, it all mixes into one. So it's really good to have those.
Yeah,
having groups like that.
Yeah, that was a good visit, and we've had like lots of netballers over the years because there's a lot of crossover with basketball. So we try and get like different sports involved, like just to see. Like we're in talks with like Liverpool Football Club. Controversial.
Oh, nice.
To get their under 18s are going to come to a game, so like bring their group in to see different disciplines of different sports and like how professional athletes behave and all that sort of stuff. So it's good, and the Caldy rugby was a good trip because they all came in the locker room and spoke to Ben and the staff, and we're trying to do that more. Just get sports people to our games, because it's different to football and it's different to rugby, and these are American athletes who have come through the college system, so they have like a whole different take on their upbringing in sport. So yeah, we're trying to do that more and take our team to those sports as well if we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
that'll be good. You going to a Liverpool game, Brice?
No.
Oh right. Okay, we're winding up things, but I'm just conscious that we got some questions that were asked by the fans and stuff like that. So I want to ask you guys some of these things, if that's all right. Okay.
All right.
Be truthful too. Don't Cam.
I got you.
Don't go easy on people. Don't go easy on people. No. First thing is, what British foods over here do you like that you don't get in America?
Roast dinner.
Oh.
Toby Carvery.
Oh.
Love it. I love it. I love a roast dinner. Oh my God. Yorkshire pudding, all that. Put some gravy on it. Cranberry sauce.
Oh.
It's like a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
All the time.
Chicken. That's what we ate as a team, right?
All those
chickens.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that also. Huge fan.
Ben makes me try haggis.
Now, if you want to get into don't like.
Oh, okay. Let's go don't like as well, Cam, while we're there.
Black pudding. Please do not bring any black pudding around me. And I've been used to advertise it all the time.
Ben was like,
he makes everybody try.
Force them to try it in pre-season.
Every year, Ben advertise it. Do not bring black pudding around me. Do not mention black pudding around me.
We'll go for an English breakfast.
And also,
Ben's like, you gotta try it. You gotta try it.
Also, the beans and breakfast, like it will never convert. I've been here 2 years.
Baked beans with breakfast, no good.
No, never.
Really?
I haven't even tried it, but never.
So for me, with the black, I'll just touch on the black pudding thing. So like, obviously, I like a full English. It's
of course we do.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable meal. But I just like to try new things myself. So if I went to America and Cam took me to, where'd you like, Pancake House or Waffle House, Chick-fil-A, wherever. Like, and he said, Ben, you really need to try this one. I'd be like, okay, let me have a go. Do you know what I mean? I'll try it.
Yeah.
But like, if I say to these, oh, Johnson black pudding, they're all like, no, it looks weird. What is it? I'm like, oh, well, it's this.
Well, when you tell everybody what it is,
Don't tell them what it is.
Just give it to them.
Because you eat it, it tastes like sausage.
I would try more or less any food.
Yeah.
So I just try when they're here. I want them to try
it and just see how you feel about it. Skyler, you got any food that you don't like here?
Mince pies.
Oh yeah, mince pies are gross. Those are gross. Is that what we had at Christmas?
Yeah,
disgusting.
Oh, they're not that. See,
terrible.
I'm going to weigh in here. English, they're not mince pies. There's no mince in them.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's fruit in them.
It was gross.
How can they be called a mince pie? A mince pie is like, you know what I'm talking about. A mince pie's got mince and cheese in it. New Zealand has the best mince pies.
But yeah, black pudding's pretty gross.
No,
I mean, it tastes like it doesn't taste that bad, but it's not good enough for what it is to like eat regularly. You know what I mean? Like,
I disagree.
Like if it was really good, you could be like, all right, don't think about what it is.
Yeah,
it's just not that good to be like, I can't believe I'm eating this. So,
okay, cool. We spoke a little bit about this before we came in. American food that you miss?
Waffle House.
Well, hang on, Cam.
Waffle House.
Don't stop there.
Everybody from the South knows, and anybody from the South that watches, I love Waffle House. As soon as I hop off the plane, take me to Waffle House. Don't want to go home. I want to go to Waffle House.
What do they have in Waffle House?
It's just a regular American breakfast.
Oh.
It's more of the vibe at Waffle House.
And it's a couple fights being
there,
too.
Exactly.
So you go to Waffle House, it's like going to ice hockey where you go watch ice hockey.
Yeah. You might get a full breakfast, and then next thing you know, they're slugging it out in the parking lot. Like, it get no better than that.
But let's not stop there, because you went Waffle House, Chick-fil-A,
Panda Express.
Panda. Oh no, you didn't
Panda
say.
Express.
Do you like Chipotle?
Nah.
Oh.
He likes Chick-fil-A. He wants me to try it as well.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Nah.
Chick-fil-A.
And your Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Nah.
Me and Cam agreed on one. What were we saying out there? Golden Corral?
Go to Corral.
Oh.
Yeah, what else?
People don't know about Golden
Panda
Corral.
Express is good. I went to in Seattle
Panda
in the
Express.
summer.
Panda
But
Express.
if you go to the States, you must try Waffle House. It's only like in the South, ain't it?
It's not up where I'm at.
Yeah, it ain't up over
Yeah,
there.
no, it isn't.
Waffle House amazing.
Okay.
We should get that on our jerseys.
Waffle House on the jerseys?
Sponsored by Waffle House?
Oh, right, okay.
That'd be nice.
What accents do you not get here? What like you can't understand them?
I can understand all of them.
Don't say that.
I mean, I've been here so long that I know, like.
Okay, yeah. Cam's here.
The Scouse. That's Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I smile though, act like I get it.
Yeah, as if you know
Yeah,
what you're
anything.
talking
If I'm ever smiling, I don't understand what you're saying. So like that's like my way of like just nodding my head like yeah. But I'm still like Jack. You know when Jack get a little angry, it gets a little.
And then it gets high and quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when I know he's saying something very, very mean to me. If I hear the Scouse accent get a little loud, he's saying something mean, so I just smile. But yeah, that accent, it's cool though.
Game day rituals. What do you got for game day rituals or superstitions, or you have to have these undies on, or you have to wear your socks this way, or what?
I have no superstitions.
Nothing?
Yes, he does.
I'm probably the most superstitious person on the team.
Oh.
Yeah. I have I wear the same pair of boxers every game.
Right.
I do wash them. I do wash them. The hat I wear is very important.
To the game?
To the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And if we lose, that'll be a different hat.
if we lose, like I can't wear that hat again.
So you'll wear the hat
Mm-hmm.
until as you keep winning, and then change it on a loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to wear my game socks to the game.
Yep.
The song I listen to when I get off the bus.
Help us out.
One Last Breath by Creed, the best song ever made.
By Creed, yeah.
The best song ever made.
Any renditions of it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, right.
No. But what else?
We could be here a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even like down to the amount of times I do something, like
You're
it
not,
has to be like 4 times or 8 times.
you're not that.
No, I'm like-
There's light switch off, that, like,
Yeah,
like stuff like that.
crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, little OCD.
Oh. Okay.
But every other day, it's fine. Whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just a game day.
Cam?
No game day rituals, but I do the same thing since I've been here. So I can like redo it. So it's like I shoot a free throw at the end, and it might take a while for me to make it. But Ben sit there wait for me to dap him up at the end. So I might miss a couple shooter, then I make it. So I dap Ben up.
Is that?
And I hold my hand up and I plop in the chair and say Amber. And Amber usually just be there now. So it's just like bloop, bloop, white.
Oh, okay.
No, he has pre-game rituals.
So
You start getting
That's one of them.
cupping. Like you have that before games.
Yeah.
You have a massage before a game.
Yeah.
Like you do have pre-game rituals. You can share
And I only
it.
go out there for like an hour 30.
He does have pre-game rituals.
You also have the one where when I say people to the benches, please, because everyone has to go in at 10, and then you and Larry are standing there, and I'm like, okay, I can't do the introductions. You guys are
Okay, we shoot free throws. We got to make free throws.
That's why they're still out there. It takes so long
Ben,
to
you can
make
say
it.
it, but I'm not going to say it. I have to wait a long
I also
time for you
race
guys to make
if you
that
don't
one.
if you don't notice, I race the kids when they introduce my name. Like I ask them, do they want to race?
Oh, really?
Oh,
And
is that what you do?
coming out?
That's why
I
I
always
run
wonder
funny.
what you're doing.
No, I race them every time. I look side to side and be like, y'all want to race? And that's why I run like that.
Hey, that's cool.
That makes sense.
And I know the way he look at me like, this guy's
What's he
weird.
doing?
Because I run funny with them. But I race them every time, though. That's like something I do.
Oh, you
I
put
enjoy
something
that
on
moment
fire?
of the game, like running out with the kids. Because they be so nervous and scared. And I'd be like, y'all want to race? To kill the nervousness.
Yeah, cool.
But
What about you, Ben? You got any rituals? Superstitions?
Not anymore. I used to like be sort of like really strict on game day, but since having kids, it goes out the window. Just have to go with the flow. I mean, I get to the arena a lot earlier than the guys. Do my notes, and then I just like to. If there's another game on, I just sit and watch it and just sort of take my mind away from what's going on, and that's what I really.
I before you, Brice, I wanted to touch on something you just said. I don't know if we've got a lot of time to do it, but I wanted to try and touch on, and maybe we can do it in another podcast coming up. But family life as a pro basketball player or as a coach, how you integrate that into that.
Yeah, probably need another podcast.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say we'll have a look at that another thing with you two, because that's pretty cool to get into, because I think a lot of people will be able to relate to, doing that with people with regular jobs, trying to bring up families, and how you guys have to interact with that too. Brice,
when you want to ask me?
huh? You haven't got any kids here? Oh,
Sure about that?
our conversation earlier.
Go ahead.
Next question.
Yeah, next question.
Well,
Bro, you put yourself in that.
Next question.
I'll just stay away.
Next question.
Brice,
I don't have time for pre-game rituals.
this is true.
No.
Too much of
Yeah.
This is true.
If I had to think about that, then I'd go insane.
Okay. All right. Okay. We can. I suppose we can ask everyone. Skyler, we'll go with you. Who's going to forget a play? Ben's going to call out 3. Who's going to forget it?
I'm not going to put him out on an island by himself, but me and Cam. Both of us, I think.
I have an excuse.
What's that?
I can go from 1 to 5 sometimes. Back me up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Give me that look.
So,
1 to 5 in what?
like
In
the
what?
positions.
Positions.
So, like,
Back me up. Back
So,
me up. Back me up.
Like Cam, we do obviously use Cam at a lot of different positions on the court, but yeah, these two are probably 2 of the worst. Skyler asks me after every play, "Tell me again what you want me to do," and then Cam, I'll put the ball in Cam's hand and say, "Pass here," and then they'll end up with someone else, and I'll be like, "That was a waste of a timeout." But no, they mean well.
Is that when the interaction between you guys come in, like we spoke last podcast?
Sometimes.
He let me hear it, and I got to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Fair
waste,
enough.
waste of possession. I'd be like, yeah.
Who's the laziest trainer?
Oh, I'm not answering that.
Come on, man.
I'm not answering that.
Can you answer, Kat?
Can't do that.
Can't do that one.
Shall I answer that?
Yeah,
yeah.
these guys can't
I was
answer
going to
that.
go with Ben and Brice.
Brice can answer it 100%.
I can't do that.
I can't do that to someone.
You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you guys to answer. I wanted the players to do it.
Don't do
I wanted the players to do it. No. Who spends most of the time on the physio table?
Oh,
Gotta be Larry.
it does have to be Larry.
LA Smooth, eh?
Larry's always on there.
That's why he's smooth, because he's always getting rubbed down.
Yeah, gotta be Larry. Larry spent a lot of time.
Cool.
Credit to him though. That's a real professional though.
Yeah.
He's very
Maintenance oriented,
Really?
taking care of himself.
Because my when I was playing, me spending most time on the physio was to try and get out of
Larry
training.
No, because we don't do it during training.
Yeah, they
during
can't
practice.
miss training.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's
it
like
doesn't
after
happen
or like on a Monday
okay.
after a Sunday game.
Okay,
or
so it's
something
not
like
during training time.
Mm-mm.
Strictly, Ben. Good on you. Who's the funniest? Who's
Me.
the funniest in the team?
Me.
one that's sneaking up is Bobby. Bobby
Bobby's so
is
hilarious.
sneaking up.
That's funny.
He's sneaking up and like.
Is he like a silent assassin funny guy?
You ever watch The Office? It's kind of like that type of funny.
Yeah,
Like if you ain't into that
Bobby's-
funny, he ain't funny.
Bobby's
Yeah,
funny.
all right. It's got to be a specific.
Bobby's
fun.
funny.
Bobby's
I like
kind of
Bobby.
funny. Gotta catch it. Like he
You have
says
to catch it.
He said it real quick too. Like
Give us that ball wipe story. Oh, the ball wipe.
Part of my contract.
Okay.
so I think the ball got over to the bench and he wiped it and he was like, "It's part of my contract." And I was like, "That's funny."
It's just stuff like
what happened?
It's a bit more to it.
I'll
than
break it
that.
down. So a play happened. The ball went to the referee. The referee realised it was slippy. He walked over to the bench because Bobby had a towel in his hand. Bobby put the towel down and used the shorts to wipe it and said, "It's part of my contract."
Not something that you get on a regular.
It's
basis.
just little things like that you have to be like, oh, wait, that was hilarious. Like he's a funny dude.
Who's the best dressed?
Oh, not me. I wear the same thing every day. White t-shirts and black sweats.
RJ sneaky B.
RJ got that stuff on.
He wears nice trackies.
Yeah.
Yeah, RJ. I mean, we don't.
No,
We don't dress up like
Yeah,
we
we
did last year.
I don't want to say that.
I know
Larry used
you
to
don't.
dress up at Newcastle, and he don't dress up here. So I always throw that little joke at him all the time. When he was a fashion model there.
Oh, really?
Came back here and want to
Oh.
not to just throw Larry under the bus so much, but well, if we had to pick one right now, RJ got nice.
Okay.
RJ's got nice stuff, yeah.
Who's the loudest on the team?
Larry. In a good way, though. He's always talking. Always talking.
We need it
Yeah.
in the house. You'd be surprised who the loudest.
Okay.
TJ. TJ is loud.
I don't know because I'm not there.
TJ, really?
TJ is loud.
I-
And we all be like, we never heard him this loud.
Okay, the only bit that I would have seen, I saw TJ actually make noise was in the Bristol game. He was fired up in the Bristol game
Yeah.
at the end of the game.
Yeah,
But normally he's like
Mhm.
cruising around.
He wasn't happy.
he made a good point too. He was unhappy.
Who do you think's the loudest just from your interaction?
Larry.
Who's the quietest?
Tariq.
Larry.
Really?
Yeah.
If you get to know him, you gotta get to know him.
Yeah.
He
It took him a while to get comfortable with me for him to break out his shell, but you get to know him, he actually can conversate.
he smiles a lot too, eh?
Yeah.
We're gonna get him on this. He's
He
gonna do it.
actually like get to like talk to him.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
smart to talk to.
He's a
Is
good
he?
guy.
He's
He's a good
smart.
guy. He's just very
Yeah.
quiet.
He's very quiet.
Ah, cool. Right, okay. Last one to wrap up this bit of it anyway. Who's the auxiliary chord going to? So who's got the best music taste?
I have the best music taste.
Not with
They-
song,
they
not
will
with that-
hate-
not with that song you mentioned.
No, they would hate my
I'm
music,
joking,
but I
I'm
have the
joking,
best
I'm
taste.
It gotta be me. I'm more versatile in the department.
I listen to divorced dad rock, basically.
What-
That's what it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, like
actually?
Creed and Three Doors Down
Oh,
and
right, okay. Yeah.
some heavy metal thrown in there.
Anything?
I mean, look.
Say it, man. Here we go. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you.
So,
I was waiting.
So Cam surprised us all last year with his sort of taste in music and his karaoke songs. So I would say it's interesting.
I like that one.
It's different.
I like that one.
What is it?
What's your
Running
go-to
up that hill.
karaoke?
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush running up that hill.
He killed
All
that.
of it as
you
well.
killed that
The
karaoke.
whole song.
Really?
The high
yeah.
pitch bits, the humming, all of it.
We've seen a few versions of it. It's pretty good.
Oh, wow. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Go-to karaoke?
Depends who you're with, but probably Robbie Williams' Angels.
Oh, nice. Nice. Bricey?
Wonderwall.
Oh, okay. Skyler?
I have no idea. Right now, it'd be like "Let Me Love You."
What was your karaoke song last year?
I love that song. We were talking about that earlier, but that would be, I love that song.
Didn't you sing one last year?
No. I don't think so.
Sing one where?
On the bus.
On the bus.
Oh, just on the bus. You have karaoke on the way back and stuff?
If we win, it's a big game or something. We'll have a couple of
Yeah, that's cool.
drinks and enjoy it.
Chill out. have a bit of
Ethan's last year was
Country
the
roads.
Country Road, or he did the Unbeatable, the old BBL
I'm so glad not to hear that.
theme song. He used to do that,
Really?
and he was really good at it. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Brilliant. Hey, I think that's all we got time for this podcast. But hey, guys, really good chatting with you guys, getting to know you guys, coming out with something a bit more personal, and that's what we want out of these podcasts. We see all the seriousness on the court, so it's really good to get in and know you guys a bit better. Skyler, thanks for coming, Captain.
Thanks for having me.
First time on. Cam, you've been on before. You're a veteran now, along with me and Ben. And Brice, it's good to have you on here too, to get your thoughts on general manager and stuff. We still, sorry, Ben. Us, we're vets. We got this.
Yeah, no, good.
We got this.
But we're in the same boat as you.
Yeah. We still could do with some questions. If you want to ask players questions, if you want to do all this, see what, I had some fun questions thrown out there at players. If you've got any, hit us up, get onto our socials and hit us up. I don't know if I mentioned our sponsor for this podcast, and I had it all set up. It was good to go in the beginning and crashed all. But this podcast is brought to you by Soup Creative. All your media, any media stuff you need, come see these guys. Soup Creative. I had to replace that because what did I call them? Super Soup or something?
I don't know.
I was mucking around before and it went.
Big shout out to Soup Creative. Though this is, it's a great experience that we're having here. So
This is dope.
Yeah, this is cool, and this is something that I think everyone wanted to get to the inside of the players, coaches, general managers, and I'm just privileged to sit here and talk
Got the
rubbish
lighting
like I
and
do on the
everything.
court.
I feel big time right now.
Oh,
Big mic, lighting.
you are, bro. Big country.
Big country.
So thanks for that, and we'll catch you on the next podcast.
Thank you.
cheers.
Thank you.